everyone. Welcome to Lead and Thrive, brought to you by PC's Life and Leadership Institute, PLLI. My name is Heritage, and with me here we have Mr. William without the S. So, today we're going to be continuing from where we stopped on our last episode, which is self leadership. And, sir, from our last episode, you said something. You talked about someone that wakes up around 9, a leader that wakes up around 9. And I think a lot of Gen Zs fall into that category because a lot of Gen Zs like to work remotely. So they just feel, do I have to be self-disciplined? Do I have to do this? I just want to live my life just the way it is. So what are the principles you can tell them to put in place? Or people that you're already in this category but they want to be better. So what are your inputs on them basically?
Speaking about Gen Zs, we hear a lot of things now. I just want to relax and be taken care of.
Yes, definitely.
Baby girl lifestyle.
Please.
What exactly is baby girl lifestyle?
Just to be enjoying life. Look for one odogu that will be paying my bills. Simple. That's baby girl lifestyle.
I don't understand.
A baby, but a girl for life. Simple.
So who is the odogu?
He's coming.
Okay.
The odogu is coming. He's on his way.
I don't know what that means. But this sort of circles the mindset, that this society of today has. There are positives to it, right?
Yes,
Where you relax, and make money work for you, and all of that. But there's no substitute to hard work. There's really no substitute to hard work. You have to take responsibility. You have to take action, and I think emotional intelligence is an issue, with a lot of, the Gen Zs and some of these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And when I speak about emotional intelligence, I speak about self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, social skills, right? So all of this, would help interactions, workplace interactions, family interactions. It just helps you, interact with people and work with people better. Because I think, that interaction phase is what is the elephant in the room, for Gen Zs. So when I talk about remote work, I'm okay, texting. Have you seen where I'm texting someone? Maybe I'm texting someone for like 5 years. Then I come in and see the person physically, and then I panic. And then we just walk. I don't know if you have you ever experienced something like that?
Yes.
I just walk right, past people. Even, right now you have meetings, and you're seeing people, you're working projects with people, and then you're doing that online. And then when you guys come in a room, there's some
breaking barrier. Trying to.
I don't know. It's weird, for me every time. So I know that it's just that, ability to interact, and to interact emotionally intelligently.
Emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
Two big words together. That's great.
To be self-aware, to know who you are, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know when to step back, know when to push, know when to collaborate. There are some things you just can't do by yourself. You get frustrated. Know when to keep quiet. I'm really trying holding my life. I think that's an issue for most people in this. Just know when to keep quiet and listen.
Okay.
Right? Listen to the conversation. Know when to, feel the pulse in the room. Feel the energy in the room. Know when to say sorry. That's another issue. When to say sorry, I'm sorry. When to apologize. When to say thank you.
Yeah.
I'm taking the simple things, but as simple as they are, you don't want to know how many partnerships, whether maritally, business, relationship that's been broken, even within siblings, and relatives,
Yes.
because someone could not say sorry. Someone has said over my dead body. You text me first. You call me.
Call me first.
Yeah.
I think that's what we do. If you don't call me, I won't call. If you don't check up on me, I won't check up on you. It's simple. I think that's where life is now. Well, for some people,
I'm sorry.
but
It's
there are
sad.
actually some people that at least text me first before I was the last person that texted you. So why should I now be the one to text you first?
Maybe because you're a texter.
But no,
You
it
have the
actually
gift of texting.
it doesn't work that way. At least people put a caller first. I'm like,
So yes.
first you. I'm
No, no,
not.
no. But the thing is, we are different.
Okay. Yes.
You know, and our difference is our critical success factor.
Hmm.
And we must underscore our difference. You know, which is what I was saying about self-awareness. You need to know who you are. In a partnership, you need to know who your partner is. You know, I would say, someone would say, I'm a jovial person, right? I'm a jovial
I'm a jovial
person.
person.
Okay, jovial person, right? And then if maybe I'm a laid back person, and then we are friends, the expectation is that in in our relationship, there'll be times where there'll be issues, that there'll be stiffs.
Definitely.
You know, I would have a tendency, to crawl back into my shell. The expectation is that you, Miss Jovial, will extend a hand of fellowship and pull me out. But what we see is Miss Jovial is now the one that has high expectation of me.
Hmm. So that okay, what you just said just made me remember someone. There's a friend of mine that actually he is actually laid back, while me and the jovial one. I am always reaching out. Always reaching out. So sometimes I'll just say, I'm begging out. Okay, this is a new year. New year, new you, new year, new resolution. Be reaching out. At least that is also part of self leadership.
Yeah.
Be reaching out. But don't you actually think there's going to be a time I'm going to get tired of reaching out?
No, definitely, definitely. We all have a limit, a cutoff point, But the point I'm trying to make is that you know, part of being emotionally intelligent is empathy.
Hmm.
Empathy. So you are self-aware. You know who you are. You are aware of your environment.
Yes.
You are aware of your partner. Then you self-regulate. So self-regulate is respecting yourself. As I said here, so we are not saying be too pushy, be too loud, be too out there. It's about knowing, when to come out. Like I said, when to push back, when to go back in. So you self-regulate. Very important. Then you show empathy. So you understand what the other person is going through. Put yourself in people's shoes. To really understand. What is on the other side. Because there are always two sides to a coin. There are always two sides to a story.
Yes.
What is the other story? Why didn't he pick my call? Why didn't he text me? Is it an issue he's dealing with?
Yeah.
So if you're not trained, to solve, we're not saying go out there to solve people's issue, but be empathize with them and then advise them to seek help. There are professionals that can help, counselors and people trained to do these things, depending on what the issue is. So help them, handhold them, let them know that you're there for them, through this journey. Help them to be self-aware by saying, yeah, put it on the table. Let them know, how you feel about their actions and be upfront about it.
Thank you, sir. Also, in our last episode, you said something about you taking charge of the clothes you wanted to wear, like asking your
Yeah.
older sister. And also, if you've not watched our last episode, please go back to our last episode so you understand this gist we're about to talk about. So, you talked about the shirt issue with your sis and all. But I just want to ask that after then, what were the measures you kept in place to continually make decisions yourself? Like, there are sometimes that some people would actually want to say, I actually want to make the decision myself, but I just find it hard to just make the decision. It's just hard. It's still just hard. But what were like the measures you kept in place or the habits you were doing regularly to help in your decision making?
Oh yeah. So I was It's been a long time since I heard someone say sis. Maybe when I was in worry.
Oh, okay.
So yes, bringing back old memories. uh, to your question, I would always encourage,
Okay.
you know, that you take a stand.
Okay.
You know how they talk about being neither here nor there,
Mm-hmm.
and then you say don't be lukewarm. It's better to be cold or hot. It's a chameleon that takes the color of their environment and then adapts and all of that. But take a stand. Make a choice. But before you make a choice, make informed choices, I would say. So don't joke with mentorship. Get a mentor. Mentors have walked the paths that you're about to walk in, so they know the road. Don't struggle, right? Get a mentor, get advice. There are resources all over the place. The internet has made it easy for us to be able to access. I know this is sounding like a broken record, but if you know the amount of people that still don't go to the internet to consult, resources are available on the internet, they still struggle with it. I know, people ask me questions that you just can just, not just,
Yes.
I give them the answer. So yes, the internet does not bite. Um, Go to internet, read resources, look for authors that have proven track records. Because I must warn, that even on the internet, it's garbage in, garbage out, as much as sense in, sense out, right? So everybody is, uploading stuff. So you want to look for materials that's got merit, right? From authorized sources, people that have proven track record. So organizations that have proven track records, organizations that have conducted audits, um, um, that have done research, done some level of research. You want to be sure, who they are referencing, right? That done assessments, and all of that. So go to the internet, speak to someone. So that's what I would say. But most importantly, make a choice, make a call. And even if you make the wrong call today, it becomes a learning opportunity for the next time. You can't do it twice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. And with that, we've come to the end of today's session, today's episode. And what my takeout from today's episode is taking a stand, because recalling when I was younger, I had issues with always standing right on my decision. I was lukewarm. I was not cold, I was not hot. I was lukewarm. So it had a lot of issues with my decision making then, that I had to start looking for people. Please help me make this decision. Help me make this. That my dad had to counsel me on about decision making basically. And taking a stand actually is something that can work for you. So thank you very much.
Heritage, let me also add that there's someone called the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
And this Holy Spirit is available to Christians, right? And all is someone that's, that has come with a promise, that can be a friend, that can be a teacher, that is all knowing, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, and if you're a Christian already, you can consult the Holy Spirit. There are sources and there are answers. Some of us will say it's the universe. The universe has answers. So, consult, pray.
Pray to make
Pray,
decisions.
yes, pray to make decisions.
You can never go right. You can never go wrong with God.
Create an atmosphere, around your closet, around your room, around your quiet place, so you can tap into rich resources, that is not accessible to anyone else. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. William.
Yes.
I
My
enjoyed
pleasure.
this session. I enjoyed this session. I don't know
I do.
about you. And if you want to know more about leadership, we have a training program going on, PLLI, Pieces Life and Leadership Institute. So you can sign up, you can join, and you can also share with your friends or someone you know that would actually need this. We don't only deal with leadership, there are other things we do. We have the faith-based, the business-based, the leadership, and the
check us out on our website. Check us out
check
on
us
our
out.
website.
Check us out on our website. And then you can also share, like, and subscribe,
Yeah.
and also share to your friends that you think would actually need this. Thank you very much. Bye.